All of you who ever been into interior architecture, product design or any other design related courses can relate to, late nights, consistently dealing with almost impossible deadlines. I of course has been a victim of that as well, but however I always believed in doing daily consistent work. Exercising and sleeping early is what I believe to be the best way to do effective work that produce the best results. So there are three main things that separates me from most of my classmates. So the first will be consistency and planning. The second will be to continue exercising while having sufficient rest and sleep. So lastly will be have an accountability buddy. So most people or students in general tend to wait around to do last minute work. Usually how it goes is like the longer the deadline, the longer the work will drag to. So most designers assume that they need inspiration or motivation in order to start working. But that's actually very far from the truth, as it is really during the practice is where you can truly get insights that can push your work forward. And it will be usually those people that does this last minute work that suffers immensely from mental health problems or like from burnout. So it really pains me to see when I see a lot of my peers not doing work daily. And when the submission period comes, they'll have to do these mad sprints where they have to go for days without sleep and just to get their submission together. So of course I'm not perfect as well because I also fall into the rabbit hole of overthinking, which leads me to unnecessarily late nights. So here's also why planning comes in. So not only does it help you to schedule your day, it also helps you to sort of combat the fact that usually most submission periods can be months or weeks away. So most people will not actually do the work that early. However, with planning, having a set block of time each week, each day to set artificial goals for yourself so that you have daily goals to meet. And by meeting all these small incremental daily goals, by the submission period, you already have quite a completed set of work ready to be submitted. Secondly, will be to continue exercising while having sufficient rest and sleep. People tend to assume that the best way to do the most work is to just sit on your desk the whole day and so that you can get the most amount of work done. So people believe like amount of time relates to amount of work being produced. That is simply not true. By doing that, not only does it gonna get you some like chronic bad body posture, it also can lead to some other like physical or mental health problem as well. So the first thing I like to do is to exercise. So not only does exercise keep you in shape, it helps to also boost your productivity in that sense. It's like what's really important about exercising is not about the physical gains, like you can get more muscle or anything. It's truly about training that discipline muscle. So imagine a scenario whereby perhaps you go to the gym 3-4 times a week, and then there will be a lot of times where you just don't feel like going to the gym. So me, for example, I go to the gym like 3 times a week. There are often days in the morning where I just feel like I really, really don't want to go to the gym. But I just like suck it up, pack my bags, and just go anyway. And by doing that, it not only helps me train my muscle, like my physical muscle, it also helps me train my mental muscle in the sense as it, trains the discipline muscle by doing the hard work, especially when I don't feel like it. So yeah, so that's how. So by consistently training this discipline muscle, we will start to find ourselves finding it easier to just sit down and do the work. So next is about sleeping. So I won't go into much depth about sleeping because it's a whole other topic by itself. Yeah, so just go to bed earlier than you think that you need to. So next would be about resting. Most people believe that resting, you can just scroll social media, you can just play video games. That's not true at all because scrolling social media and playing games, what you are actually doing, you are not actually recovering from your like mental fatigue from your work itself. You are in fact adding on more mental fatigue from your previous work. Like imagine you had like a 2 hours or 3 hours work session, and then after that you played like 2 hours or 1 hour of video games. Imagine after the video games you try to go back to your work. You will still feel as mentally drained, if not more mentally drained than before. Usually what I tend to do is I like to either meditate, I like to read books, or I can go for a walk. So going for a walk is my favorite. In a sense, it has two like core benefits. You can burn calories by consistently like walking longer distances. It will be a time to be introspective about your life or whatever. So when I walk, I like to think about maybe work, schoolwork, social life, or even just think about nothing at all. It is through this walking, it really gave me a lot of insights or inspiration that allow me to push my work forward. In design, I'm usually like quite stuck in my design. So I'll then go for a walk, which will usually lead me to an insight or an inspiration that will help me move my work forward when I get back. So lastly, although some of you may not be expecting this, is to really have an accountability buddy. So this accountability buddy can be your best friend, but the best accountability buddy is to be someone that works same field as you, or like it might be your classmate or something. The topics you talk about will be more relatable. So I believe that I could strive as a lone wolf last time. I was obviously very, very wrong because it only led me to become a toxic teammate, a toxic friend. I'm unable to give my comments without sounding extremely arrogant. So I realized that most of the time I'm just being really insecure. Insecure about my own work and about myself. It all started to get better once I started to like be the first guy to reach out to my classmates and friends. We started to share our work and insight with each other. That really helps with my anxiety, and it creates a symbiotic relationship between me and my friend where we can share our progress and then let each other know what can be improved and so on. So these are my 3 tips to help you guys to enjoy a healthier and more fruitful time in a design course. To summarize, first will be consistency and planning. Second is exercise, sleep and rest. And lastly is to have accountability partner. So if you can carry out these steps, I believe you will be creating more while doing less. See you next time.